going on? What's going on? Ryan Loede here, coming to you live for another quick little tip for insurance agents and agency owners. Hey, if you don't know me, take full responsibility. My name is Ryan Loede, aka The Machine, owner of LC Financial Group, where we are building a 9-figure insurance agency and helping everyday Americans create a multiple 6-figure residual income. Here at LC Financial Group, we're hiring, we're growing, and we're expanding in all 50 states. So if you want to learn more about what partnering with us here at LC Financial Group would look like, DM me, comment below, reach out to any of our partners here at LC Financial Group, or hey, send an email to our careers team. That's careers@teamlcfg.com. That's careers@teamlcfg.com. So I'm coming to you guys today to talk about some tips about how to get more done with the time that we have, right? Because hey, time is money. Most individuals, they are spending their time, they're wasting their time, and they're killing their time instead of properly investing their time. I've been there before. I'm just wandering around Earth with no clear direction, no clear purpose, and no clear intention with what I am doing. And it's very, very important that we have a clear intention with what we are doing, what we are looking to accomplish. We have goals, we have targets that provide us that roadmap of, hey, I'm at point A and I'm looking to go to point Z. That allows us to ultimately create more with the time that we have. Time is our most valuable asset. Now, in the way in which we use our time will determine the results that we get and the outcomes that we get. And some important key factors that I want to dive into before I dive into the 5 tips to get more done as an insurance agent and agency owner. We need to focus, have a main clear focus on not just continually trading time for money, but how do we go to trading money for time? Being able to buy time, being able to buy more time, whether it's, hey, having someone make our meals, having a personal chef, right? Having our food delivered to us, having our groceries delivered to us, having an assistant that does all the miscellaneous tasks for you, whether it's booking your flights, booking your hotels, right? Booking appointments. And hey, maybe it's even delegating some hourly responsibilities in your organization or as an insurance agent or agency owner, delegating those responsibilities to someone else and paying them an hourly wage or maybe even a weekly salary, right? So how do we go from continually trading time for money to being able to trade money for time, right? And ultimately being able to do what we want, when we want, with who we want, in any amounts that we desire, and we're able to do that at any time in our life, right? So this should be the main focus when it comes to time, because the last thing that we want to do as insurance agents and agency owners is to continue to trade time for money, right? We want to create more income and create more revenue because of our money than we do because of our time. Now, what does that mean? Hey, I want to be able to invest money into assets, into an investment vehicle that creates me income and revenue, than continually having to put forth my time, my effort, my energy, and my commitment towards things and getting income and revenue from that. So making sure that our focus is clear is one of the most important steps before we even dive into this 5 tips to get more done. Laying the foundation, having clear structure, clear intention with what we are doing with our time, making sure that we are using it towards high value activity, money generating activities, right? Because time is a non-renewable resource, right? We can get more money, but ultimately we can't get more time. What we did yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, like, you can't get that time back. But the money you spent yesterday, the money you spent last week, last month, or last year, you can always get that back. So making sure that we have the right intention with time and making sure that we set the foundation and have the clear structure. So I'm going to dive right into it. 5 tips to get more done as an insurance agent and agency owner. My name's Ryan Loede, owner of LC Financial Group. We're hiring, we're growing, we're expanding, and I teach all my partners here at LC Financial Group not just how to service and assist Medicare beneficiaries or life insurance beneficiaries with their insurance needs. I also teach them how to really dive a little bit deeper into operating the right way, thinking the right way, making decisions the right way, and taking actions in the right amounts. So if you want to learn more, hey, we're hiring, we're growing. So it's tip number one. Tip number one is the 3 subcategories of time. So there's 3 subcategories of time. 3 subcategories is either we are managing time, we are using time, or we are creating time. Now, it's very important to know these 3 subcategories of time because most individuals are just managing time. They're just simply managing time. Or, hey, number 2, they're using time. So managing time, like I'm going to manage my time and like just have everything in order, right? Which is good. Or you're just using time, you're just aimlessly using your time like I talked about earlier. Me personally, hey, I've been there. I was just wandering around, no clear intention with what I was doing with my time, no clear targets, no clear goals. I was giving my time to all these different things, people and places, and towards all these different actions and activities. And the next thing I know, I have no time towards things that really matter to me. Generating revenue, spending time with my family, making sure my physical body is being taken care of, making sure my mental health is there, making sure I'm personally developing myself, right? So you could be using time. Or number 3, what we really want to focus on is creating time. So this should be the main focus of these 3 subcategories of time is creating time. We want to focus on like, how do I create more time out of the time that I have? Well, hey, it's by moving with speed. It's by getting more done. It's by having time blocks, some things that we're going to dive into on tips 2 through 5. But knowing that we have 3 subcategories of time is ultimately another piece to laying the foundation and having the clear structure. So as an insurance agent, an agency owner, you really need to become aware and you need to really ultimately know, like, am I managing time? Am I using time? Or am I creating time? And the creation of time is what we should be striving for. The creation of getting more done with the time that we have. The creation of, hey, getting more done quicker than we usually get done. Becoming a master at what we're doing. Becoming a professional at what we're doing, right? So say you're going to a presentation, right? You're doing final expense like I did for my first 3 to 4 years in the insurance industry. And you go into a final expense presentation. At first, hey, it might take an hour, it might take an hour and a half, could even take 2 hours. But to the degree that you become a master and a professional at that final expense presentation, or maybe your Medicare presentation, to the degree that you become a master and professional is to the degree that you're going to be creating time. Because hey, if you're not properly trained, you're not going to be able to create time. You're just going to be using time and managing time. Whereas like, hey, if you know everything that you need to know, you know how to ask the right questions, you know how to greet yourself, you know how to communicate properly, you know how to handle reactionary defense responses, you know how to handle objections, you know how to present your product or the offer or the service that you're providing to the customer. When you know how to do these things in such a succinct and deliverable way, then you're going to be able to ultimately create time. So instead of that presentation taking an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it's really only taking less than an hour. It's taking 45 minutes. It's taking 30 minutes, right? So being able to create time. How else can we create time? Like I said earlier, hey, we create time by rationalizing responsibilities off to other individuals, getting an assistant, getting an appointment setter, utilizing the CRM. That helps us create time, right? There's ways in which we can create time as an insurance agent and as an insurance agency owner. And we need to be highly aware of how we can create time, because a lot of individuals, as I'm saying, they're managing time or they're using time. Whereas hey, what we really want to focus on is number 3, which is ultimately creating time. We need to focus on creating time instead of just simply managing time, right? So step number two is what we want to do is we want to set up time blocks. We want to set up time blocks with our time, and then also have a DBP, which is a daily battle plan. So this is very important, knowing exactly what you're doing each and every single day, right? Now you might say, like, Ryan, but you're talking about managing time. Well, no, ultimately when you're setting time blocks and when you have a DBP, daily battle plan, you're actually moving towards the creation of time. Because I've seen myself personally, like, I go into a day with no targets, with no clear direction. I have nothing on my schedule. Then I'm just going to be using time. Then I'm just going to be managing time. Whereas when you have time blocks and you have a daily battle plan, what is a daily battle plan? A daily battle plan is like, here's exactly what I'm going to do today. Here are the targets, here are the tasks, here are the objectives that I need to accomplish today. And you're going into war every single day. You're going into battle every single day as an insurance agent and as an insurance agency owner. So clearly knowing what your day consists of, clearly having it, potentially having time blocks throughout your day. Like, for example, I want to time block 1 hour of my time in the morning to look at emails and to write back emails and complete emails. I'm also going to do this midway through the day, and I'm also going to do it at the end of the day as well, instead of just like aimlessly answering emails throughout the day. I've been guilty of this. Like, I see emails come in and I just up and go to that email instead of having these clearly time blocked areas. Like, here's when I'm going to answer emails. Here's when I'm going to make calls. Here's when I'm going to lunch. Here's when I'm going to maybe take a walk or read a little bit of my book. Here's when I'm going to go to the gym, right? So on and so forth. Knowing exactly what you're doing throughout the day, the daily battle plan. You're going into war every single day. What is this going to do for you as an insurance agent and agency owner? When you have that daily battle plan, you're going to be more focused. You're going to be in full control of your day instead of the day controlling you. Because if you don't know what you're doing throughout the day, you're going to be a little bit more apathetic. You're going to be a little less energetic and less enthused to actually, like, boom, I'm going to attack the day. Because if you're just like, oh, well, it's another day. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's another day. It's a great day, but I don't know what I'm doing throughout this great day. Then, hey, that great day that you want to have and you desire to have, it can turn out to not so much of a great day because you don't accomplish anything, right? Because what are we doing every single day? Our main focus is accomplishing things. Our main focus is, creating revenue, creating income, right? And moving towards our goals and targets. So having those time blocks, whether they're 15-minute time blocks, 30-minute time blocks, 45-minute, an hour, maybe it's a 2-hour time block, 3-hour time block, right? And squeezing as much as you can in those time blocks. Like, hey, for example, you set a time block of, I'm going to call for 2 hours straight and do nothing else. Not viewing my phone on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I'm not gossiping around the office. I am not answering emails. All I'm doing is making calls. Now, with that time block that you're setting, something that I highly recommend you do is with those time blocks, that hour time block, 30-minute, 15-minute, 2-hour time block, you're setting clear targets and goals within those time blocks. So for that time block of calling, hey, I'm going to make 100 calls within an hour period, or I'm going to make 100 calls within 2 hours. Now your goal focus, it has more purpose and more why to that time block. And it also has you operating with more urgency and pretty much operating at a higher frequency at your peak performance. If you have a goal and a target that you set for yourself, you're like, I'm going to hit 100 calls within 1 hour. Hey, you're going to be more motivated and inspired to actually hit that goal or target, instead of the vice versa, whereas like, okay, you set a time block of like, I'm gonna make calls for an hour, and you don't have a goal or a target, you're not going to be moving with as much action and speed and urgency, right? So having these time blocks, having the daily battle plan is one of these key major factors, and out of these 5 tips to get more done, having a daily battle plan. I've seen myself many times where I don't have a daily battle plan. I'm going into my day, I got things on my calendar, don't get me wrong. I got, calls to make, I got, executive calls, I got weekly calls, I have, agency calls, I got group training calls, I got training calls with partners, right? I have all these things to do. However, I don't have a clear daily battle plan. So something that I do when I'm writing down my goals and targets every single day, and I recommend you actually get this daily battle plan in the night before, so when you wake up, you're clear on what the day is going to consist of. Because if you don't know what you need to accomplish, if you don't know what you're going to do, as I said earlier, you're going to be a little bit more apathetic. You're going to be less energized to actually just attack the day ruthlessly with unreasonable amounts of massive action. So tip number 2 to the 5 tips to get more done is to have time blocks and to have a daily battle plan. This is going to allow you to ultimately create more time and move towards, hey, I'm creating time. I'm getting more done with the time that I have. I'm getting more results done. I'm getting things done quicker with the time that I have. So making sure you have these 2 steps here in line. And if you want to learn more, need more help or information on a daily battle plan, I'd be happy to share with you some more data and more information. Just comment below DBP or daily battle plan. I'll send you some good data and some good information that I've personally learned that has helped me clearly understand what a daily battle plan consists of. And I know it helps me a lot, and I'm sure it can help you as well. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure to reach out to me. And then the third one is knowing that everyone has the same 24 hours. Knowing that everyone has the same exact 24 hours. You see these highly successful insurance agents, or you see these highly successful insurance agency owners, they're nothing more special than I am or you are. We're all spiritual beings, we're all human beings, and we all have the same 24 hours. The difference between the highly successful insurance agents and the not so successful insurance agents and agency owners is that the successful ones are creating time, and they're ultimately, having better care of their time. They're being more intentional with their time that they have. They know exactly what they're doing. They have their daily battle plan. They have time blocks throughout their day, and they don't let anything creep into their day that might rob them of their time. Now, this is very important and this is why it's so important to get other people on the same page, but you're going to have times where other individuals, places, or things or activities are going to try to steal and rob your time from you. Whereas hey, when you have a daily battle plan and when you're focused on creating time and you have these targets and goals that are so vitally important to you, and you're operating with an ethical obligation in your life, you're not going to allow these things to rob time from you and rob your energy from you, because you value your time, you value your energy. You are an individual that values their time and values their energy, and making sure that hey, I understand I have the same 24 hours. I understand that I have the same 24 hours as this insurance agent that's making $1 million a year, or I have the same energy and time, I have the same 24 hours as this agency owner, right, that has a $100+ million per year agency. You know, they're nothing more special than I am or you are, like I said earlier. They're just ultimately creating more out of their 24 hours. And they value their 24 hours more, right? They're not putting it towards low value activity. And that's what we're going to dive into. Step number 4 is high value activity and money generating activity. Nothing else. Nothing else. So this also ties into like not letting individuals or people, places, or things rob you of your time and pull you away from what you know is most valuable to you. And ultimately, only putting your time, effort, energy, and commitment towards high value activity and money generating activities, HVA and MGA. All the things that you are doing are high value activity. High value activity. What is high value activity? Well, it's the things that are going to create you revenue, the things that are going to create you income, the things that are going to move you towards your goals and targets, and ultimately get you closer to your purposes that you're looking to fulfill. It's going to get you closer to that why every single day. It's going to get you closer to being the best version of yourself. It's going to get you closer to creating abundance in all areas of your life. If it's not moving you towards any of those things that I just said, then hey, more than likely, you shouldn't be doing it. More than likely, it's a low value activity. And also, if it's not generating you income or revenue, if it's not a money generating activity, you don't have time for it. You do not have time for it. Now, it's going to be tough because you're going to have to remove a lot of things from your life. You're potentially going to have to make some sacrifices, right? What are you willing to give up to go up? What are you willing to give up so you can get more in your life? There are going to be some things that you're going to have to give up. You know, going out on the weekends, spending the long nights out at the bar, hanging out with friends, aimless talking with them, you know, not having intentional purposes with the time that you have, not having time blocks, not having daily battle plan, right? There's going to be some things that you're going to have to give up. And in order to make sure that you're using your time towards high value activity and money generating activity, you have to understand what is most important to you. What is most important to you? Like, is it spending more time with your family? Is it creating, you know, a lot of passive income? Is it putting in the work now so you can enjoy life later? Is it, hey, putting in work and enjoying life right now? Like, what's your purpose? What's your why? What's most important to you? And that should correlate right back to your high value activity and money generating activities, right? And then tip number five, my favorite one is speed. So guys, we're talking about 5 tips to get more done as an insurance agent and agency owner. Tip number 1 is knowing that there are 3 subcategories of time you're either managing, using, or creating. Creating is the most valuable part of that. Tip number 2 is to have time blocks or a daily battle plan. Tip number 3 is knowing that you have the same 24 hours as everyone. Number 4 is high value activity and money generating activities. Nothing else. You need to cut, limit, or remove any type of distraction, anything that is not moving you towards your goals, your targets, your purposes, your why, and ultimately what you want to fulfill in life, right? Knowing what's most important to you. And then tip number 5, speed. So I touched on this a little bit earlier when I was talking about creating time. So why do we want to operate with speed? Why do we want to move with speed? Because, you know, success loves speed and income loves speed. And the quicker that you get things done, the more that you're going to get done. You're going to be creating time. The quicker that you make decisions, the sooner you're going to know if you're moving in the right direction or not. The speed at which you commit will determine your velocity. And speed is power. Speed of particle flow, moving particles, right? And being able to control those moving particles and being able to ultimately have speed towards high value activity and money generating activities. To have speed with your time blocks, right? You have an hour time block. You're like, I need to make 100 calls. Like, you're not going to put down that phone. You're going to be making call after call after call after call. Next thing you know, you hit those 100 calls in 30 minutes. Now you're getting double the amount done because you're operating with speed. And this is going to allow you to get more done by operating with speed, by having these goals and targets, by having daily battle plans, by having your focus and your attention on creating time, right? And also knowing that you have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The reason that individuals become more successful at a quicker pace than other individuals because they're operating with speed. They don't let time get in the way of anything. They operate with speed, they make quick decisions, they commit quickly, and ultimately they do things at such a quicker rate. And this ties back to like, hey, if you're doing presentations and you know that you could be doing them in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or maybe an hour, but it's taking an hour and a half or 2 hours, then there's something that you need to learn. There's something that you need to practice on and hone into so you can operate with more speed. And speed is one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things to get more done with the time that you have, to accomplish more, to get more results, and ultimately double your time, right? Because everyone wants to have more time to do what they want, when they want, with who they want. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to create time? It's by moving with speed. It's by doing things quickly. It's by getting things done quickly. It's by removing, right, like the nothing else, removing all the distractions, removing all the things that are pulling you away from high value activity and money generating activity, right? These all go in a certain step here, and they're laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a specific reason. First, you got to know that there are 3 subcategories of time. Then you got to have these time blocks and daily battle plan. Then you got to know, like, hey, I have the same 24 hours as this billionaire over here, or this multi-billionaire. I have the same 24 hours to create whatever I want to create in my life in any amount that I want to create. Then, hey, I got to know that I should be putting all my energy, all my effort, and all my attention and commitment towards high value activity and money generating activities. And you need to limit, remove, or ultimately just disregard anything else. Nothing else should be getting your time. And then number 5, you got to move with speed. You got to move with speed. So guys, if you want more tips like this, make sure to DM me, comment below. Let me know what you want tips on. Let me know what strategies or processes that you would like for me to bring to you. I want to continue to add value to your life, bring you information and data that you can execute on in your life so you can create more results, so you can create the life you desire, and ultimately create financial freedom, which means, hey, you have options and you have choices. You're able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, in any amounts that you desire. So let me know in the comments below what you would like me to bring to you guys, what type of data, what type of information, where are you having struggles with? Let me know where you're having struggles with. I want to help you, and I'm going to be here to help you. I'm going to be your 7-figure insurance mentor in the insurance industry. My name's Ryan Loede, aka The Machine, owner of LC Financial Group, where we're hiring, we're growing, and we're expanding in all 50 states. If you want to learn more about what partnering with us here at LC Financial Group would look like, DM me, comment below, reach out to any of our partners, or hey, send an email to careers@teamlcfg.com. That's careers@teamlcfg.com. Hope everyone's having an absolutely blessed day. 5 tips to get more done as an insurance agent and as an insurance agency owner. Let's go, let's go. You guys have a great one. Ryan Loede here, The Machine. Appreciate you guys tuning in. God bless. Be great. Let's continue to win. Let's continue to move forward in life. Talk to you guys soon.